Could an undrafted running back out of Missouri become Christian McCaffrey 2.0 for the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan? That's probably a little bit of an oversell, but let's take a look at what I think is one of the more interesting moves made around the draft by the San Francisco 49ers. A running back named Cody Schrader, undrafted out of Missouri, was picked up when the draft was over, signed as an undrafted free agent. Let's look at what Cody Schrader has done and try to project what he might do in the pros. First of all, Christian McCaffrey, when he was at Stanford, he was second in the nation in rushing before he came back his following year to lead the nation in yards from scrimmage. Well, Cody Schrader, even though he was undrafted, all he did was lead the nation in rushing yards in 2023. And look, he didn't do this in the Colonial. He didn't do this in the Sun Belt Conference. He didn't do it somewhere in the middle of Montana or Dakota or where they ain't really playing big-time football. No, he did it in the SEC for Missouri. He racked up 1,627 yards and 14 touchdowns, along with 22 catches for 191 yards. You go back and you look at how good of a runner he really is, and I want you to look at the Tennessee game. He had over 300 yards just breaking tackles, catching balls out of the backfield. He dominated that game. And Shanahan and Lynch, let's face it, they found themselves some really good talent in their backfield. They've done it sometimes through free agency, and they've done it with undrafted players as well. All I can tell you is that when you go back and you look at Kyle Shanahan's run with running backs, he has had more success with almost the guys who have been undrafted than the guys he bothered to draft. You don't believe me? Just look at Matt Breida, an undrafted free agent back in 2017. He was a tandem piece along with Raheem Mostert, another undrafted free agent who, oh, by the way, just happened to lead the NFL in rushing with the Miami Dolphins just last season. This is a team that has gotten really good football out of Elijah Mitchell, who was a 6th-round draft pick, but had the greatest rookie rushing season in San Francisco 49ers history. And then, of course, you've got J.P. Mason, an undrafted free agent back in 22, who we wanted to see more of all football season long, even though we were staring at Christian McCaffrey. Just about everybody who covered the 49ers thought a little bit more J.P. Mason might be what this game calls for. Yet, McCaffrey got a lion's share of the workload. And now, coming up in 2024, I think he needs someone to take that workload off of him just a little. Now, look, they did draft Isaac Guerendo, a very talented running back out of Louisville. We'll see what he brings to the table. Big guy who ran the 3rd fastest combine time in Indianapolis, regardless of position. But he might be Kyle Juszczyk's heir apparent more than actually Christian McCaffrey's heir apparent. Bobby Turner, 74-year-old running back coach guru for the 49ers, whatever his title is. He's been working with Shanahan's going back to Mike to find undrafted, unproven talent at running back. And this is now the newest, latest undrafted running back that could really impact what the 49ers look like in 2024. Now, with any undrafted player, just making the roster is going to be a hard nut to crack. But I'll tell you, with new rules and kickoff returns, I think there could be room for Cody Schrader, certainly on special teams and maybe even on game day for the 49ers. So it feels like a little bit of a stretch. It feels like it's probably a little too good to be true that you would find someone who could replace Christian McCaffrey eventually as an undrafted free agent. But Cody Schrader has been underestimated at every single moment of his football career, and the draft was just like every other moment. He was underestimated by the entire NFL, but the 49ers liked what they saw. Their running back guru, 74-year-old Bobby Turner, liked what he saw, and we do know that Kyle loves to run the ball. So maybe They have found an heir apparent to Christian McCaffrey who needs to have his load lightened in 2024 after all of his touches in 2023. Maybe Cody Schrader will be the guy who lightens that load. So am I out of my mind for thinking like this? Do you think that Kyle Shanahan has a proven track record with undrafted running backs? You tell me in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe along the way. Thank you very, very much for watching. And stay tuned for much more 49ers and football content right here on Damon Bruce Plus. Thanks for watching. Tune into the Damon Bruce Show live on YouTube every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.